Good morning. Welcome to ABC 123 Trader. Today is March 11, 2020. It's about 15 minutes before the open, and let's start looking at the NASDAQ futures. Anyways, all forms of trading carry high level risk, so you should speculate with only money you can afford to lose. You can lose more than your initial deposit stake. Please ensure your chosen method matches your investment objectives. Familiarize yourself with the risks involved, and if necessary, seek independent advice. U.S. government required disclaimer: Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Trading financial instruments of any kind, including options, futures, and securities, have large potential reward, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the options, futures, and stock markets. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Mr. Mike here. And let's start taking a look at the markets this morning. Let me just open up some of these charts here. See what it's all saying here. I don't want that chart right now. Yes, let's bring it across here. Okay, so what I want to do is let's start taking a look at what's happening here. Okay, we're still in the sell phase. She was trying to, nice. Let's do this. We're in the sell phase, and as you can see, there's an order block here, so if it does punch up, we'll have to watch what happens. So we've got that marker right there. Okay. And so we got some play room there. As you can see, they really try to punch, and look at that squeeze there, this indecision here. It's just amazing. We're still, of course, on a super long sell phase. They're trying to punch through. Yeah, look at how our line is really close to where they're always wicking all the time. But we haven't had any really good breakthrough. We're still fading down for quite a bit here. And since this morning we had this big explosion. I don't know what the news is, or someone just sold off. Now she's starting to break down. 8:55 sell signal till 10:40. So maybe we can get to the VWAP or into this great big zone. What I should do is I'm going to get rid of some of these old regions from a while back. You see she wants to break down. We were back where the prior highs were. They just blasted everything. Look how close it got back to this one of these market maker zones here. So they had some orders in there. So it looks like they want to punch up, drag down, and punch again. But we don't know. And this is the thing I don't like. You know, when it just fires right up, it just kind of screws the natural rhythm of the market. You know what we can do? There's always energy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of for an average. Let's make it all charts for now. Yes. Okay, so we'll see if she's going to work well. And where are we? It went up 2%. It's fading back again. So it's going to take a long fade here before she bounces for continuation. And how are our wave patterns? It looks like we have a lot of chop until 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock I think is going to be my trade from 10 to 11 here. We'll see if we're going to get just bounced around here. But it's been so erratic, this whole wave. I'm going to even ignore this punch here, because we know it's going to film the gap bounce or a total crash here. But there's two times here. There's 10 o'clock and 10:40 is there, so it could be whippy. There's 10:19 and 10:40, so we know it's supposed to be doing something within this zone here. I don't really care for the charts. And this one is just this chart here. I'm testing it. I just programmed the indicator here. It used to be this one, but I made it into this one, and I'm just testing it out. See if I can figure something out here. Other than that, we're going to switch over to the other chart here. And okay, so we're within that zone. I still think it's going to come down here. The reason why I'm saying that is it's here's the high volume blocks right in this zone. They were playing, I guess, Oh, they could go all the way down. Let's see how far down it came back. See this order blocks? This is what I'm talking about, guys. Okay? When I showed you yesterday, even though I took that really bad error and it bounced up, I can actually, if I'm seeing it approach this line, I can actually try to do a buy limit for a bounce. And as you can see, these just blast right through, and you can see even in these squares here, there was high volume at that time. And then she punched, and see how she's vibrating the zones, boom, and then there's a lot of fighting. And then it comes into this zone again, and it took off. So what I'm gonna look for is, I'm gonna create a little mini region so we know where we are. Somewhere right in here. We know that's the most recent one, but there's two right here. So it's 1, 2, that's actually these three here. It's really ugly right now, so you just have to wait. Let's see if we can get at least to high selling. There's grouping there. There's no high volume here, just there is higher volume, but this means just compared to here, it's not like these things. That's extreme high volume ratios. Okay, we're back. We're back here. Now we're getting close to the open, and we're going to see if there's going to bounce from the first part. You can see how she's trying to push. First part, second part, or third part. Area I was interested in. Excuse me. I've got to change this program a bit. We're going to check this region right here. And we're going to see if there's any correlations within that region. And we're also going to check, of course, the very bottom. That was yesterday, 11:12. That's farther back. What we're going to find out here. 2, 3. There's a grouping here and a grouping here. I'm just more interested in this grouping for now. I'm watching the selling data, plus I'm looking at the other chart right now. 654. Ooh, interesting. Here's today's. Let me just take a look here. Where do we start? We're on the 11th of March, right? Okay, so I gotta turn something off on one of those indicators here. MACD, where are you? Turn off. There we go. That will clean up the screen a little bit. Okay, so we're at the, right now we're at the foundation line. And that'll be a little bit easier to read. $13,580. So this zone right here, yeah, we're really close. So I want to see if she's going to fire right down to $13,580. We're already at market open. We're going to give it a few minutes to kick in here so we can figure out which direction these dogs are going. Kind of weird is it looks like we got a whip up of till about 9:38 unless it gets to the peak here. We're still above the 50% line, but then it's 50-60. What can I do here? How far back is this one line? I hate that. Let's go back. I'm going to squeeze this down so it doesn't move. March 9th, March 10th. Okay, good enough. I'm looking at this line to see how relevant this high volume was. So there's a lot of, oh, interesting, that selling volume actually matched. From here to here, they're matching right now. Okay, we got basically a doji candle Nothing's really happening. We'll let them play for a while again. See, I don't really like it because we're below. Well, this is the. I'm actually going to do 2 VWAPs here. I'm going to create another VWAP on here, so we can see what the 2 VWAPs are. We have 2 types of VWAPs here. This is current market session, and this is where our VWAP is. So we've got to see if she's going to bounce here, and then if she breaks above here, then we can go. So we're going to let them play in this chop zone. We're almost at the 50% marker line. Oops. Do that for now. A little bit. Just watching the main chart to see if we have anything. I could switch it back and forth, but there's nothing really to see right now. It's just moving really slowly. The only thing actually I should put on, I haven't been watching, is the time and sales. So let's get the time and sales here. So the time and sales is, where is it, 65. So basically, there hasn't been any volume since 9:33 here at 665. And we'll watch to see if these numbers start creeping up a little bit higher and higher. Have to give it a few seconds here. So this is what we want to see. They hit their targets or they shut her down. There's our bounce. Where are we at? 2007, right? You gotta let them fight for a while. You gotta find out if it's confirmed or not, because this thing has not turned around yet. This is still too much of a peak. What I mean by a peak, transition. See how she peaked? Boom. That's your fast move, but they're still not done yet. There hasn't been a blue bar yet. It is a peak, which I do like. Give it another candle. I want to see if this starts turning green here. This is really accelerated right now, and we're still not at the 51, 52, so we can let them play around for a while. Let's see, we hit some high volume now. This is the area we're looking at. Transition, a lot of volume right now. This is the fight. This is the area we want to know. Alrighty. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we can get to at least $300 to $400. Let them grind it back. What we can do is, let's see where this zone is. So our target can actually be
order submitted.
Right there. Big wave, big wave, big wave, really peak on the bottom. And then the buying is coming in, and then the selling is getting less and less, so we should expect it to go up for a while. They're just playing for a while. Now, if they can punch through that zone right away here, I'll be done. Then I can get to my 59, because we're at 48, 52. They're gonna be a little 53, 55. Come on, hit my 59. 57.
Order filled.
There we go, 405, we're done for today, guys.
Order canceled.
So in conclusion, yeah, because we're hitting this block right here. So in conclusion, what I want to show you is why I took this trade. I have to, actually, I'm a little chicken. I should always take it for the areas that I think, because I'm always waiting and see, I get that drawdown. I should say, if it hits, it hits. So anyways, let's take a look at it from a top-down approach. Even for myself trading for that many years, you know, with this volatility, you always get hesitant, right? So, what was I looking at originally? We know we're getting farther in the phase, but it's just been so crazy. We know we're actually fighting it kind of against trend, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. And as you can see, we're just trying to punch through, and we're trying to get to a certain zone here. I said, this is a possibility. We knew on this chart here there was high volume and the market maker, and that's what I said, this is a nice zone if it ever gets here. So I kind of regioned it, and I also regioned it because of the other charts as well. New York session kicked in, tapped in, got to the level where I expected. Where's level one? Level one is here, so we're still not even done in the first 15 minutes. It's still playing within that zone. And then what I look for is, I was watching this for this to turn around. In combination with, of course, the other charts as well. So I was looking at 1002 was probably the key one, but I was seeing it got to that end zone of interest for the bounce back. We're still below the VWAP, but that's okay. It's just going to be turning around here. Now for myself, this chart of what I'm finding out is if you start looking at volume, because I look at my volume bars all the time, the high volume bars, but because it's out erratic and the wicks are crazy, it's very tough. It's width. So what I did is I made these Unirenko T-bars of 8 and 40, which means that's a 40 tick turnaround. So you gotta really watch and let it play. But what I'll do is I'm using, where is this? These markers here. And this marker for me means extreme volume at that time of night. Okay? Could be less or more, but if once you notice it likes to come back where that marker is, I should actually make a circle on my program. I gotta start programming. I have been programming a little bit, but right here and here, so I said this is a region where I think it's gonna hit, because we know there's a lot of volume here anyways, but right here was the deciding marker, and this deciding marker is saying this is where the bounce should be. A marker here and a marker here, 548, 816. Look at that, very close to each other. This marker here is farther back in time, so I wasn't sure. So we have to watch. And there were no new markers this morning. So when it was coming down, so see how she bounced up to the VWAP and made a profit target. She might break down now. Now it might break down. I'm watching the volume, see a lot of red volume, less and less. Now let's see if I did take that marker here, because it touched once. So I'm not sure if it will touch twice. See, look at this, how the volume is building up again. We're right in that sweet spot again. See that, guys? Look at that. Less and less and less selling volume, more and more and more buying volume. See? Now they're fighting again, the buyers and the sellers. Could go to the next level and the next level. So the next zone of interest would be probably here to try to do a buy-in, or here. This one I'd probably predict more so because there's more markers here. So the first bounce would have been the best for myself on a sell-off, and now you have to get a little nervous here, right? So you're just breaking down. But I would be, see, the next interest line for me would be, if it does go 70 to 60, so right here. I'm going to put it on sim on this one, but I would put it right here, a buy limit,
Order
and
submitted.
then I would put one right somewhere in this zone as a buy limit.
Order submitted.
That's what I'd do if it keeps on going, because this bounce here can make us a few bucks, and And if I'm really wrong, then it can come down to this lower level. See, this is at, actually, I should put that at 25, like that. And that's not at a 50, so it's, I'm not worried about it as much. But see, now look at this, extreme high selling. So they're trying to punch it out because it's almost market close at 956. And we're basically at zero. So what I mean by zero, I'm just gonna bring it across. Look at this, market where it started up when the market opened, it got to zero. So this is also another key indicator that could be a bounce around or a turnaround. But usually it likes to come to zero. If it does come to zero, it might go there and fire right back up now. It's got to the zone it wanted. So we'll find out. And that's about it. Other than that, another $400 a day. I got it within my, let's see where my order was. Let's see where it is. Or is it on Control F? Yeah. Let's see where we are. Let's see. Is it going to show it? I don't know why it's not. It should be showing it. Maybe I have to be there. So I got in 56.75, and what was the peak? That's funny, it only shows 55, but we sold at 56.75, so we got it right on, basically right on the money. And the buy-in was a little bit, well, it wasn't, yeah, it was a little higher for the pull down. Made our 2-to-1 there. And see, there's our big buy-in again. And we just missed our order on well, it still could happen, but yeah, so we were so close. How close was I? 65, and what was the low on this? 73, it looks like. No, low was 68, so within 3 points. So it's quite close. It's so you can start playing these games. Right now, because we broke through these 3 levels, let me see here. Far back are we in these 3 levels here? That was a few days ago, so. But what we'll do is we'll find out. You're just watching the price action. We're watching the buying and selling, which has increased, and it's at 2 minutes beforehand. So they might just do one more really quick dump, and then she's probably going to start fading in a couple minutes. It might go like this, and boom. Okay, other than that, you guys take care, pinpoint your trade safe, and have a great day. Take care.